Hello guys and welcome to Astrodesign. This video I'm going to talk about the moon eclipse that is going to happen on the 19th of November at approximately 9 a.m. A few words about the moon. It is a female planet that represents the emotional world, how we express our emotions. In addition, the moon is our mind, the perception of reality and interpretations that we give it. The moon is also our instincts. Emotion, as we all know, is a very potent fuel to action. And that is why the moon is also what motivates us in life. It is as well the planet that represents our mother. And in a woman's chart, it indicates her feminine behavior and side. For all of us, the moon shows how emotionally and mentally stable we are. Each month, the moon moves between 28 and 29 days, a full cycle. In this cycle, the moon moves through 8 stages. I will make a video about the stages later on. So the lunar cycles begins from the new moon that is not visible in the sky in the evening at all until the full moon, when we see in the sky a very large bright gray circle in the evening. Astrologically, a new moon takes place when the moon conjunct the sun, and about 2 weeks later, it is a full moon when the moon opposes the sun. A full moon is a time when what we have done so far can reach its peak. Because of the glow of the moon, it contributes us to see and understand things that were vague for us until that point. Activities and deeds reach a peak and our emotional world as well. So things can go out of proportion because people are very nervous and impatient and vulnerable on full moon days. The full moon is a great time to rethink the past, what to release and how to move forward. However, it's not a good time for beginnings. It is advisable to get rid of things that have not worked since the last months. It is a considerable boost to action and goal achievements. Another significant thing about the moon, it shows our diet, digestion abilities, and our stomach. During a full moon, and especially in lunar eclipses, it is recommended to minimize food intake. And if you can do it, it is better to fast with water only. This video, I will present an interpretation of lunar eclipses according to astrology, human design, and the gene keys. I will detail the specific location of the moon, the meaning of it for us, and how to balance this energy. If you would like to understand how this will affect your life personally, feel free to contact me for personal advice. And in this note, I want to ask you please to join my channel, to subscribe, and don't forget to put a thumbs up as a recognition for my work. Thanks. So this time, it is a special full moon because it is a lunar eclipse that usually occurs between 2 and 4 times a year. In the 2020 year, it occurred 4 times. In total, there are 3 types of lunar eclipses. There is a full moon, when the moon falls entirely in the shadows of the earth and the sunlight doesn't get to it. This is why we can see it in the sky. We have partial full moon, partial eclipse, It is when the height of the eclipse, only part of the lunar disk is behind the shadow of the Earth. And we have a phenomena that's called penumbral moon, when the moon sinks only in the Earth's penumbra. So this time, the lunar eclipse is going to be partial. The difference between all the moon eclipses is the intensity of the energies that we feel and the influence that it has upon us. Of course, the more the eclipse is full, the bigger the influence on us. So each lunar eclipse occurs when the moon is full. The difference, another difference in it is that the eclipse, it's like the moon on steroids, okay? And now we have a partial eclipse, which means the moon will be on a minor dosage of the steroids, but it's still more potent than a regular full moon. The difference between a regular full moon and lunar eclipse is that in the lunar eclipse, the moon nodes are being activated by the moon and the sun, which conjunct the north and the south node. So a little about the moon's nodes. The North Node amplifies every planet that touches it, giving it illusions, desires that are often beyond the ability to achieve. It's a kind of obsession that comes to life, while the South Node brings something from the past. It cuts and separates us from something very suddenly. The nodes of the moon are always opposite one another and therefore bring into our lives a dilemma and some kind of resistance, which we need to learn how to balance. This lunar eclipse creates several interesting and powerful conjunctions. We have the moon conjunct the north node, and from the opposite, the south node conjunct the sun. So Ketu, which is another word for south node, it wants to teach us that through authority, arrogance, and getting stuck in our past, we will not evolve. We will not get to the north node, to our desires. Sun is still resides in Scorpio, and thus our past represents the need to transform. This combination only intensifies our need to get out of past habits, past traumas, and make a transformation from darkness to light. So the South Node calls us to release the ego, the identifications that prevents us from moving forward. The North Node conjunct the moon gives it material desires, wishes, and dissatisfaction in the material matters, because it's happening in the Taurus sign, which rules our assets, material plane, and our belief systems and security matters. So our emotional world becomes related to our purpose, which related to our material world, which all related to the security in our lives, our assets, and money issues. This can lead to emotional dissatisfaction because the obsessions with obtaining material do not match reality. So the emotional world is intensified, and there is a tendency to create unnecessary dramas because our subconscious and emotions are unsatisfied. So we can make intentional conflicts to feel something strong in the hopes that it will contribute to emotional satisfaction, or at least be an outlet to excess and negative emotions. We can find now that clinging to matter bothers us and interferes with living more in satisfaction and less in suffering. It is time for everyone to release inefficient material values and release obsessions related to assets and money. The more you cling to your need for money and security, the more you will lose yourselves and your true direction. So it is time to dump your enslavement to money and assets to feel more satisfied. Money always goes to people who are not trying to control it and hold on to it, just like love. I will move on to human design and gene keys to deepen what is happening in the lunar eclipse, and then expand a little bit on the astrological map of this event. So moon will be at the gate of 8.3, which called the phony. In general, gate 8 represents the energy of the promoter, a unique style, the manager of styles, and energies that gives creation inspirations to others by being an example through original behavior and courage to express itself. The full moon here asks us how much we try to imitate others, to follow norms imposed on us, to stand out in our uniqueness in our societies. Problems with this energy can be seen everywhere in the society, from educational systems and institutions that wants everybody to wear the same thing, to learn the same thing, to the norms of society that imposed on us to feel belonged to some kind of community. We fear being different from others because being ourselves endangers us with social rejection. Like everything in life, here too we have two types of extremes that only after we overcome them will we achieve the talent in this energy. So the extremes here range from suppressing our uniqueness, making us go with the flow, and afraid to stand out. This fear is created as a result of taking too much responsibility in our childhood and adolescence years. The second extreme here speaks of overly individual expression to the point of indifference to its impact on others. That is, this extreme expression can, with its uniqueness, really hurt others, but it does not care. The individual energy has a fear of not belonging, as I said before. Therefore, people compromise on themselves to belong and get appreciated by others in any means. But as long as we compromise on ourselves or don't care about our effect on others, we will not be able to be ourselves truly, to be happy. We will not accept ourselves and not accept others. We will live in fear and anger that closes us from advancing in life. The unique expression does not require competition with others because no one else can do the same. Our direction does not require applause from others or the expectations that it will give us recognition and financial rewards. It will never work that way. Only being released from that expectations of society, our expectations of reward, will lead to the true direction and creativity within us to flourish. In addition, the individuality of each one can contribute to the whole society to help to change the world for a better place. A little bit about the third line in the 8th gate. Each third line is about survival, adaptation, and always comes with trial and error processes. That is learning the hard way. This is the most material line there is, and therefore it is called phony here in this energy. Why? because it is not interested in giving service to the whole community, not interested in a supreme goal, but only in finding its uniqueness, style, and get money for it. This energy knows that to adapt and survive, it needs to find the right masks or conduct that can achieve goals or society belonging. The third line only show offs when in reality this energy is very different when you come to know it closely. In order not to be rejected, it can copycat other styles. So the third line here wants to attract others to influence them and not contribute to the overall improvement. I give you example. Let's say we have a person that acts like guru, dresses up like guru, and talks like guru, but in practice he is far from being guru and does it only for his own interest. You must probably know this kind of people already. So the lunar eclipse here asks you to find your unique style, but not for selfish purposes, not for material gains. Let's go over the astrological map of this event. Beyond what I've already discussed about the conjunction of the nodes to Moon and Sun, we also have Mars, our warrior and energy, who is in an unpleasant opposition to Uranus and at a challenging aspect to Saturn. This brings impulsivity, militancy, along with deep frustration, and nothing moves at the pace that we want. It's like full gas at neutral, which can kill eventually the engine. It can cause aggression and sudden events that can occur throughout the universe and will disrupt all our plans. It can bring restrictions on our movement, on our ability to move forward. It will cause global instability, militancy, suppression, and frustrations. The more we would want and do something to promote ourselves and act, the more resistance we will get from the outside, especially the authority figures and the rules and norms in the society. There is a big chance that authority figures and our legislators will do anything in their power to ensure we fail in advancing our passions and desires. Saturn will limit us and Uranus will disrupt our plans. It is better during this period to keep what you have and not chase after something new and daring and exciting. Only perseverance and hard work will succeed in enticing you from the frustration and limitation of this transit. Taking risk or new investment will only increase your frustration levels and exacerbate existing health problems or create new ones and sudden ones. If that's not enough, we have Jupiter, who creates only challenging aspects with this eclipse, expanding what is already abandoned anyway. That is, our obsessions to achieve our material goals, even if they are unrealistic. In such aspect to the Sun, Jupiter gives an excessive and unrealistic self-confidence. Self-belief that we will achieve everything we want regardless. There is also a tendency to overdo things and anything, whether it's in food intake or shopping, waste of money, etc. In terms of financial investment, this is not a good time to buy something new or invest in something new in the stock market or crypto. Although I can see that people will rush and do the buying and the stocking in crypto. Later, it will not bear fruit. What is optimistic in this period is only Venus, which creates a harmonious aspect to Uranus. And because Venus is the ruler of Taurus, it can help us balance inflation and stop the rise in prices, at least for now, as well as contribute to the balancing of currencies, especially because Venus is in Capricorn, which is a very strong and not changing sign. This is why all the old currencies, all the old investment will play out better right now than the new ones. So this is it for this video, folks. If you want to know how to be prepared to this eclipse or other important events in your life or in the life of the planets in the sky, don't hesitate to contact me. For more exciting videos, I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and please don't forget to put a thumbs up as a recognition of my hard work. Until the next video, I wish you all the best and good luck.